What's going on, everybody? This is Dante of the Why Day Podcast. Welcome again. This is episode 15 of season 4. We are here practicing social distancing again. We're here live stream here. And I got my man Red Pill, Alpha Monk, Kiki. We got Aunt Shirley coming on later. So if you guys are also noticing, I'm on both live streams here. And the topic is mostly going to be about not the last one. What did we talk about? Grind your gears. We were doing grinding gears, right?
Yeah, from there.
It got pretty. We went pretty late last time. We were up to like 1 a.m., 12, 11.
Yeah.
I noticed a shift of everyone staying on that long. I appreciate you guys tuning in that long and putting in comments because it got pretty interesting with everyone on. But yeah, we might do something like that again for sure. But I'm not sure if you guys want to add on to the last episode. Are we? Maybe no, because okay, all right, no, all right, no add-ons. Wow, first episode without adding it on.
I mean, we went to like 12, man. I mean, we said.
we said everything.
Oh man, okay, all right. So this topic is gonna be about trust and loyalty. Okay. Now we can get into the difference of the two because there is a difference between the two. They're not the same thing in a relationship. So if someone can explain to me what the trust, I know you said something, Alpha Monk, about your definition of the two. I'm not sure if you want to add on to it and say something. Yo, what's up, Dan? What's up, Yesenia? What's going on? Someone said what's up, so gave a shout out.
I can't look at my notes from the
Okay.
So,
I can look it up. I got access.
all right. Yeah. You can read them off for me, I think.
Yeah. You said something pretty, I mean, it definitely made sense to me.
Definitions of it. And then I sent those pictures and stuff.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
That is on the Y Day IG story that I posted. Those pictures.
Okay. So trust, what you said, was a firm belief and what's it called? Reliability, truth, ability, or strength of someone or something. Relationship is built on trust. You put in the quotes. Loyalty, the quality of being loyal. Right?
Yeah.
That's the definition. Okay. Like her loyalty to her husband of 34 years, a strong feeling of support, allegiance. Yeah.
Real quick, we just, the buzzwords.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to say the buzzwords. Oh, yeah. You did this early. I saw that. I saw you put that on there.
Right.
All right. So the buzzwords for today, just so you guys are first tuning into our podcast, I'll explain the buzzwords. Okay. So we created some buzzwords. If one of us says certain words, our word could be either or. If one of them says something in this podcast, in this episode, they will get on a hot seat, which hot seat means they'll get asked 3 questions. Personal questions could be anything. And it could be for the listeners on here, and also can be on, people who are, of course, in our group, in our setting. It could be on here too. So that's the buzzwords. So if you guys catch them saying it on you guys on live stream listening in, let us know, because sometimes I missed one, and actually Alpha Monk actually mentioned it, that he did say something last episode. So,
That's right. Yeah.
but he said something and I didn't catch it. So sometimes I don't catch it. You know what I mean? But
Got lucky.
if you guys, he did. You get lucky. Got lucky this time. But no, we're gonna have people all listening in and catching us. So I'm gonna be looking for it. And those words, the 2 words are honesty and betrayal. That's 2 words.
Honesty and betrayal.
All right. And
All right.
you still putting more stuff on here? Oh, okay. Oh, you putting the hot seat questions on here. Okay. I see that. I see what you did there. All right. So, in regards to the trust and loyalty, the question I want to ask you guys, both of you guys, we can start from each person. We'll do like maybe 5 to 6 minutes each, even less than that. I'm answering these questions each person. So, in regards to trust, should you trust a potential partner until they show you otherwise, or should you wait until they show you they can be trusted?
I'll go first, right? So actually, when I was writing these questions, that one kind of stuck me for a bit because kind of one of those like, what comes first, the chicken or the egg? And so I asked a handful of my closest friends, right? And what the general consensus was, it was like, you kind of have to trust the person first. You know, we all know those people who say, oh, you know, if you want me to earn my trust, right? You have to earn my trust, I mean, like, pay attention to you or trust you. And it's like, earn your trust how? Just by doing the same shit I've been doing this entire time? Like, what can I do differently to show you that you can trust me? I mean, you can get to know me a little bit. I can tell you about my background, but in that sense, you're kind of just profiling me, right? And then you're like, oh, he came from a broken family, I don't know. Or, oh, no, he did that, I don't know. Right? And so when it comes to, like, trust, honestly, I think you kind of have to trust the person first until they show you otherwise. There are things that will happen that will make the trust stronger over time, but initially you kind of have to have faith in that person.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, I mean, I'm that way. I don't truly trust anybody until they give me a reason to, or until I start to see certain patterns that I can trust them. I rarely trust people at the beginning of knowing them, just because I don't know them. I don't know anything about them. I don't know what their past is. I don't know what their agendas or their intentions are. So I always hold off on the trust. Now, I will agree with Red Pill that there has to be some form of trust just with anybody. But that to me, that's like really, really like a very small, minuscule of trust. But you know, it does grow through time. But I think it's safer for me, I'm only speaking for me, to not trust someone fully or, you know, either at all at the beginning, just because you don't know what their intentions are for you. You know, they can be nice to your face. They can be smiling. They can do all kinds of great things to make you trust them or make you think that they're a good person. And then you find out, you know, something else on another day. So it's like, to me, it's just safer for me to just see how they are, observe them, type of person they are, how they treat other people, how they treat themselves. And then you can kind of get a picture of if they're really trustworthy or not. Like, trust is, to me, I said it before, trust is more important to me than love. Because love, it can fizzle out, sorry. It can fizzle out, it can reach a plateau, you know, or you can just fall out of love with someone. But trust, you have that true trust with somebody, then, you know, it's gonna stay there until they break it or you break it. But that, you know, these are my opinions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you need to have a little bit of trust, at least in the beginning. I think when you first meet the person, you can kind of read their vibe, like read their energy, and kind of just go with your intuition, like, oh, is this someone I can trust a little bit? You know, because you don't want to be so guarded in the beginning because it'll just come off like, oh, this person isn't really interested. But yeah, just like get to know them more. And, you know, over time, like you will build that trust and just kind of pay attention to, you know, their actions, how they speak to you and to other people. And like, yeah, kind of going off what you were saying, Mondre. So, yeah.
Well, it's kind of funny, like if you think about it, the people who have broken your trust in your life, you trusted them first. You know, you did all of that, and they showed you that they could be trustworthy, but then eventually they broke your trust. And I've seen that a few times in my lifetime, so that's why I had to reprogram my mind to just be like, you know what, I'm gonna wait until they give me a really good reason to fully trust them, because it's just, to me, it's not worth it.
But the same thing can happen though.
That's true.
The same thing can happen. Is it like, so for me, it's kind of like, you know, one, I think 6 times out of 10, if someone breaks your trust, most of the time you're just being irresponsible with either information or your feelings, right? And the other 4 times out of 10, like they really got you. Like they really played you. Like they really got you. Like I think people who are untrustworthy show it very early. Like I think people who are generally untrustworthy will show it very, very early, right? Like if you become best friends with somebody and you guys first became friends because all they did was gossip about how much they hated everybody else, they're gonna do the same about you.
That's why I said watch them, watch how they treat people, watch how they treat themselves. Yeah. Now it's a double-edged sword to me. You know, it can go both ways. It's just one of those things. Like you have to make that leap leap of faith to really see if it's the best or not.
Just gotta go with your gut.
Yeah. I mean, trust is definitely key for any relationship, even if you're not dating them. I think trust is like it could be taken, it could be earned. Like we all know that it can be earned for certain people. Some people don't open up themselves to being trustworthy. It does play in the terms of relationship. You can be as loyal as fuck as you can, but if you don't have that trust in that factor, that also plays a big factor, especially potential partner. Trust off the back is so many things. I mean, like I said, it could be destroyed, and it can destroy everything about where you stand as far as a loyal partner. But like you said, it does come hand in hand in a way. But one can't be without the other. But trust, I think trust is way more key for me. It kind of outweighs the loyalty, man, because loyal is just, it could be a lot of stuff, man. You can be loyal, but like if you ain't trustworthy, that's everything, man. Like, fuck.
Well, that's why I said they're in tandem, because if you're loyal, then that person trusts you.
You could be loyal at a job.
You're not gonna fuck them over. You're not gonna burn them or anything like that, because they're loyal to you. You know, they have that respect to you. So that kind of comes with that trust. And if you have no trust, then there's no loyalty, really.
Yeah, because if you could be loyal at like your job, and you mean loyal to getting that money and whatever case, if you don't trust your boss, it's like, you know what I mean? Like whatever. You know what I mean? You're loyal to coming to work every time, just basically you don't want to get paid. But that trust factor is huge, man. And it's like it's that whatever that adhesive that goes on bricks. That's really what it was. Like if you just put just random bricks without anything, it's just gonna fall apart. And I just felt like a loyal was just like whatever. Like you mean loyal doesn't mean shit. I don't care. I don't care what Kendrick Lamar said about loyalty, man. I don't care.
Well, I mean, coming from you, dog, you don't like commitment, so.
It's
like loyalty's not.
Dang.
I'm just being real. Look,
dang.
Around, so I can see how you don't really see loyalty as an important part of a relationship.
Damn.
But if you want to stick in a relationship, you want to stay with that person and grow something, then y'all have to have that trust and loyalty. That's the foundation of your whole relationship.
Damn, he said he put me on blast, man. All right, okay. That's all right, man. You know.
You can give me back if I say.
I got you. You still on the hot seat, so we can put you. If no one says nothing, you still going on, so it don't even matter. Your ass is still going up on there. You go ahead, keep doing that. Keep doing what you're doing. I got you. It's like, all right, okay. Someone asked a question. I guess it's a little off topic. I mean, you guys can answer it pretty quick. I'll just have Markel answer it. So someone said, I got a question. You've been dating someone for about 5 months. You open up to them about fighting a disease you've gone against for the whole adult life. They don't know how to respond, but bring up their ex. How would you react?
I'm going to need more context. If they don't know how to respond and then they bring up their ex because their ex has similar condition, then that's a reasonable thing to say. If you just bring up, they're just like, oh, okay, you're going through something tough. Let's talk about my ex right now. I need more context in that.
That's what I was thinking.
Like if that's their segue, then it's like, that's not great. But if there is some type of lateral thinking there, then it's not the worst thing in the world. Personally, like I don't bring up exes, like ever.
Me either.
There's no reason to. Okay. Especially if it ended bad, that's like salt in the wound. The only time I bring up exes is actually in the very, very beginning. One of my favorite questions to ask on like a second date or like a third date is like, so what went wrong with your last relationship? Because that answer would tell you so much. If they say nothing, it tells you a lot. If they say a lot, it tells you a lot. So it's just like, if they have a really like sweet, cordial answer, I'm not gonna pry, but I'm kind of like, all right, they probably just handled business, it didn't work out. But if they're like, everything's about that person.
Yeah. Also how they speak about them too. If they speak positively or negatively about them.
Yeah, that's a big factor.
Okay. Like I said, we can go on to the next question here too. All right. So what makes someone untrustworthy?
And let me preface that question with,
Yeah.
don't say the obvious. They'll be like, oh, they're untrustworthy if they steal. Oh, they're untrustworthy if they tell my secrets. Or, oh, they're untrustworthy if they cheat on me. Like, what is something where it's like, you might be a bit untrustworthy? Like, some bit less obvious.
Okay. What makes something obvious is I guess I can be so broad as cheating.
Right.
I mean that's the general right. There's a general context that usually what happens to a lot of people. A lot of people are doing that. We already did an episode about cheating. So, I mean that trust factor is key, especially when you're in a partner and you kind of go behind their back, and there's other things that they're going to think about behind their back. Okay, if they're cheating on me, what else they've been hiding from me, right?
Right.
What else have they haven't said to me?
That's where loyalty comes in. If they were loyal to you, they wouldn't cheat on you.
I disagree, man. I disagree, because you could be like, yeah, you could, bro.
What?
Bro.
That's
I disagree, man. I fucking
loyalty.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say like in terms. Okay, I can even bring up like damn fucking show Power. I've been watching Power, right? Okay, the couple, right? They literally are in a relationship. They're married, right?
Right.
The outside the spectrum, they are loyal enough to get married. They're loyal enough to do certain things together. Like they fucking they did prenup together. Like they literally did this. But the husband, which is the main character, cheated, right? And it's not just a show. I've seen it in general. People are just like, oh, like whatever. You know what I mean? Like you can show that you're loyal in the sense to make them show that you're loyal, but that trust is still a powerful factor. And I think that loyal, like I said, I feel like loyalty is just like, whatever. It's just a word. Like trust is more of an action. Loyal is more of like I can be loyal. You can show people like, yeah, we're dating. Like we're showing this. We're showing the world that we are in a couple. But outside of that trust factor is still broken, and it could be broken. They're just not showing anybody. So if they're loyal. They could be loyal. They could be loyal for many reasons. That they have kids together, they can't show their kids that they're freaking having these issues. They're going to show that there are a healthy family. So I mean that could also be just tarnished through that way, and they might not even trust each other. They just don't. You know what I mean? It's just not there. But they just do it as they have that loyalty where, yeah, I'm loyal to him. I'm loyal to this person, and this is what it is. But I still do this X, Y, and Z.
That's like, have you seen the movie Fences? With there's a scene in Fences with Denzel Washington. Funny story. First, there was a play with was it James Earl Jones, and then it became it was a movie Denzel Washington. And in that scene, like this dude is like a working class dad. He's like a huge piece of shit, right? Like he doesn't give a shit about any of his family members. And the son asks him one day, he goes, "Daddy, do you like me?" And he goes, "What?" He goes, "Daddy, do you like me?" He goes, "You got clothes on your back? You got food in your belly? You got a bed to sleep on?" He goes, "Son, you're my responsibility. I ain't got to like you." So I guess that would be like that loyalty where he's still responsible for his kid and his wife, but he wants like nothing to do with it. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I mean, like I feel like loyalty is just like a job. Like you're just like you're committed for other reasons. There's other reasons why
I think you're getting loyalty and responsibility mixed up. They're two different things.
I just want to know who hurt you, man. Like that's
loyalty. Like, okay,
that's a little twisted, my guy.
Okay,
let's
so
say you're married, Dante. Now you can trust your wife, but if she's not loyal to you, she's gonna be sleeping with everybody, every Tom, Dick, and Harry out there in the street. And if she's doing that, then you can't trust her because she's.
What if she's loyal in other aspects? What if she's like she's there when I like financially? We're there like when things happen, like loyalty wise, like she does.
That's responsibility. She's being responsible for your bills and your finances.
She don't need to do that. She don't need to do all that. She don't. Right? Does she? Does she?
The more Dante goes on, the more I'm actually starting to understand what he's saying.
I get what he's saying.
I'm actually starting to kind of get it. I'm like,
he's mixing up loyalty and responsibility. He's mixing them up. Then you need loyalty and trust. You need those to have a strong relationship. But I understand what you're saying. You're talking about loyalty in other aspects of your life, and that's fine. You know, you can be loyal to your job and stuff like that. But we're talking about relationships.
Hmm.
That's a number one. Everybody wants a loyal partner. You have to have a loyal partner unless you just want them to sleep around.
Oh man, I guess so, man. Because proof is in the pudding, man. I feel like there's more action in what you do as far as trust, and trust can be always. It could just get worse and worse and down, and that trust factor is just going to be down. But you know what I mean? I guess you make sense of responsibility too.
Loyalty is like the reason it's hard to like quantify loyalty is because loyalty is what happens when your partner's not around.
Yeah. So someone said loyal means that no matter what struggles or issues arise, they won't go behind their back and date someone else. And then someone said, is it true that you can't change a person's characteristic? Like once a cheater, always a cheater?
No, I mean,
I don't believe that.
if
I
they
believe that.
cheated like only once, then they cheated. They're not a cheater. Like a cheater is someone
What?
who keeps doing it over and over again.
When you add ER
What?
at the end of the word, it means
What'd you
one
say?
who does that thing. You only have to cheat once to become a cheater.
Yo, once they don't
It's
get
your
caught,
DNA
and
at
it,
that point.
no.
Like, it's just your
Here's
DNA
the
at that
thing. Here's the thing about cheating, man. Once they don't get caught, that's like stealing. Once you continue on that path, you're going to continue doing that. You're going to feel comfortable doing that. Well, I can keep doing it. Like I keep doing it.
Sorry, I think cheating is literally like Eve eating the apple. You know, it's like once you do it once, like it's just you're on this different path the rest of your life. Even if you never cheat again, that temptation and that knowing that you did and you still can will always be there.
They'll always be there because if
And I'm
it
not
wasn't
gonna date
confronted,
somebody who might have a lapsed willpower. So I don't need cheaters.
that's what I'm saying, man.
I mean, like I know some people who've only cheated once and they've never done it ever again. They
Yeah, how long
recognize
have you known them? They have the rest of their lives.
What was that?
So how long have you known them? They have the rest of their lives.
I've known them.
Well,
for
I mean, you can
forever.
flip that and say the people who haven't cheated could cheat.
Yeah,
too.
I know it could cheat too. Like we can.
Okay,
still
but they don't have.
Just
That's
flip-
possible,
Yeah.
but they don't have a track record.
Doesn't
They
matter.
don't have a track record. They never have. So if you took someone who's done it once and someone who's never done it, who has a great chance,
Well, what if somebody lies to you and don't tell you that they cheated?
then you know what? That's just a lie. Then they got one over me. But it's like if I know or I find out, like if I'm dating a girl and I find out that she cheated in the past, that'd be a very tough conversation I have to have with myself.
say, man, I don't know, man. And then if look at let's go back to that. Let's say if they do catch the partner catch the person cheating, they're like, okay, that's that one time, but I'm already loyal to you, so it's already there. Like I am loyal to you, like I'm, and they, you know what I mean? Like that's the point where they're still that. So have you guys? Okay, so I could give a better sketch at. What if that person honors more of loyalty than the other partner honors more trust, right? You mean what if they're both in that in sync? Like you mean I don't know. I'm not sure how to explain that one, but like I feel like you said, if you get caught once cheating, you're just like, oh okay, whatever. Like oh, don't do it again. Like they'll give it a big talk and they're like, all right, yeah, but I am loyal to you already, so that I'll overlook that. I overlook that aspect of that cheating you just did, right? Because it can be overlooked. What's your loyal involved? Like loyalty, what we say, right? Or trust. I don't
Have
even,
any of you cheated in the past?
me.
No, me neither.
I haven't cheated. I have no reason to. If I'm with that
He
person, I'm
doesn't
with that person.
date. He doesn't.
I don't get a relationship, so I don't know. I mean, I don't get a relationship. Someone
I
asked a
wasn't going to
question.
say it this time, but I was.
So someone asked a question. They said, "How long do y'all wait to trust in your partner, and is your relationship considered serious? If you don't, question mark in the beginning stages."
I mean, if you want to talk about how much I would trust somebody, let's take my ex, for example, right? Honestly, this was literally on paper the greatest relationship. It was literally like textbook. Everything was great, butterflies. Unfortunately, we just had two major life differences that were just like, we can't reconcile that right now, right? And that was a value and a character. It was like a values thing. You can't fold on your values because then who are you, right? Anyways.
Yeah.
I trusted her from like day two. On day two, I was like, okay, she's probably not going to take my kidney, right? I was like, all right, day two, she's not going to take my kidney. She's probably not going to run up my credit card. And she's probably not going to leave me in a ditch, take my car somewhere, right? I was like, okay. On like date 4, I was like, all right, well, I trust you. Because at that point, for me, it's kind of like, what am I going to trust you with exactly, right? Like, I don't really have to trust you with my deep family secrets ever. Like, why would I tell you that? They're not your secrets. You don't need to know.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't need to trust you with all my banking information when we're not married. I don't need to trust you. Well, I probably have to trust you initially, like my car keys. If you go get trashed and like you can drive and I can't, But it's one of the things where it's like, if you're starting to question, can I trust someone this soon? Maybe you're giving them way too much this soon, and do you have to give them that at all? Is that even their burden to carry, right? Do they need to know about that really crazy thing your grandpa did to your grandma like 30 years ago? Like that, he probably doesn't need to know that. Like, how does that, maybe if you have some major childhood trauma that really affects the way you act on a day-to-day, when you guys are committed and serious, then you can tell them.
Yeah. Okay.
I agree.
But until then, do they really need to know half these things?
There are a lot of people out there who are like open books. Like the first date, they're just telling you all kinds of crazy shit. I've been on a date once a while back. It was a few years ago, but I remember going on a date. And I still remember this day. She told me how she was molested by one of her uncles. I just met this girl too, and it was just like we would talk about it for like 20 minutes. I was like, "What the fuck, man?" It was just like it was. I mean, it's sad that it happened to her, no doubt. But it was like, dude, you shouldn't just open that type of shit up to people that fast, because there's a lot of monsters out there that would take that and use that to their advantage, and it's just like, no.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think at the beginning, you want to have that trust in your heart and your feelings in your mind and shit. That's pretty much where it begins. Like Markel was saying, Red Pill was saying, you don't have to tell them everything. You don't have to tell them about their life and shit. That shit comes way later. Just be an onion, man. Peel layer by layer, and then that way you can find out if you can truly trust them through time. Doesn't matter if you trust them 25% and they break your heart or whatever, they break your trust, and that's fine. You only spared 25%.
Yeah.
But going at the beginning and you just give them full 100 trust, and then you're asking to give her.
That's just emotionally irresponsible.
Yeah.
Yeah, very.
All right. So I'll go to the next question here. So what is example, and this is good actually, I wanted to know, what is an example of showing loyalty to your partner?
I will go on that one. Showing loyalty to your partner is always being there for them, having support. Definition of word, being loyal to them, not cheating on them physically or emotionally, not talking shit behind their back, not doing shit behind their back, having true respect for them, and seeing them as an equal to you, man. That's loyalty to me.
Ride or dies, huh?
Yeah.
Those are big ones. Ride or dies, man.
And also, it's like people need to grow up, man. Like if you want somebody loyal and trustworthy, then you have to be loyal and trustworthy. Like I'm so sick of people going out there and spitting out that shit. Like, man, I want a person who's loyal and trustworthy, but they have a track record of lies and cheats and shit like that. And it's like, dude, you can't keep asking for that shit and not giving it out, man.
Exactly. That's true. It's facts. Hashtag facts. All right, Kylie, you haven't said nothing yet. I want to hear you.
Yeah, I mean, Mondre pretty much said it. I mean, like, if someone says something mean to them, like behind their back, like, defend them. Like, that's showing loyalty to that person, yeah, don't talk shit about the other person, like, behind their back. Just like, yeah, I think Mondre pretty much covered it. You pretty much said what I was going to say.
Are we talking about like in a relationship, or are we talking about actual? Because,
yeah,
there's sometimes there's certain instances where I guess drama happens between us two partners, and then they talk to their friend. Is that considered shit talking? Because if they're saying like something, they want to have a conversation with their best friend, like, oh my God, like my boyfriend was doing this, blah, blah, blah. Is that still considered shit talking? Or is it just venting?
Yeah.
It doesn't depend on what they're saying.
It's like, it really depends how you're saying it too. Like, if something's happening and you go tell somebody, like, is it constructive? Or you're like, okay, look, my boyfriend is incredibly broody, right? He's very nice, he's very sweet, he doesn't yell, he doesn't get angry, but when he's upset, he stonewalls me, right? Super quiet and can't talk and won't talk, right? What do I do? It's different between, oh man, fuck this guy, this dude ain't shit, he throws a little pity party, he's a pussy, he don't talk. And one, you shouldn't be telling everybody, right? Like, you should have like one or two like besties. Also, I would never tell your family. Don't ever tell your family. Right?
They already prejudged the shit out of them.
Like, I'm not telling my family shit. If we're fighting, right? Like, they
like, we never liked her anyway.
But just to add on to their definitions of loyalty, this is a tough one, and this is one that I think like this is for me like the de facto like, are you loyal? Do you have my back when I'm wrong? And are you still standing with me when I go down? That's what I want to know. Like, I'm gonna be wrong sometimes.
I will add to that one too, man, because they
That's
say
big.
if a man or woman is loyal to you, they'll be there through thick and thin. They'll
Yeah.
always stand there. If you're standing up or if you fall down, they're still there, no matter what.
Loyalty,
They do
loyalty,
not care what other
loyalty.
people think about your relationship. They're all in it for you.
Right. Like, and if I'm wrong, so here's the thing. Like, especially if you're dating somebody like me, right? I talk, right? I've got much better at filters. And I've got really, really great at what I say about myself and stuff. But it's like, I'm a social person. I like to talk. And also, I stand up for myself. So if someone says something stupid, I'm going to ask them why. Like, I'm just going to go for it. That's kind of how I operate in a way. Still working on it. So there's going to be a time where someone's going to say something stupid. I'm going to call them out on it. And it's going to turn out that I'm the stupid one. You got to have my back after that. Like, you gotta sit there and like you have
She'll
to
check you. If she
gotta
checks
have
you,
my
then
back.
that's loyal.
And you can go ahead and tell me about me on the way home. It's gonna happen. You can
Like,
sit
you
there
know,
and be like,
babe.
"Man, you look so stupid, and you talking all this shit, and you got a big head." Like, you just gonna say all kinds of stuff, right? But in that moment, you have to have my back. You just have to.
So someone asked a question here. What's the difference between loyalty and expecting too much from your partner? Not a big difference.
If you're
Expectation
constantly
and
being
loyalty.
disappointed, you're probably expecting too much.
Yeah.
And loyalty, like the expectation is very simple.
Yeah.
Like, it's very, very simple. It's just like, you have to have my back. You have to. Look at
It's-
loyalty in like a military sense, right? Like, if your general is about to stage a coup and he's about to try and take over half this city, like, whether or not you guys get surrounded, whether or not you get hung, whether or not you get captured, they're torturing you, you don't rat.
Yes. Stay loyal to the king.
Yeah.
No matter.
If they're bad people and they're getting caught with the feds, don't say nothing.
Right.
Yeah. And you're helping them bury the body.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like, trust and
That's
loyalty.
loyal.
Helping them clean up.
That's
Trust
loyal.
and loyalty should be very easy.
They're
for
not
us,
questioning it.
you know?
Yeah.
Okay, you want us to do it? That's what we're doing? Okay, all right, we'll do that then.
So I still gotta be home by 6 though, okay? So we gotta hurry up. Like,
Driving
that's
the
loyalty.
getaway car.
All right, let's get it.
You
Let's
have
get
to
it out.
question
Come on,
loyalty,
don't
you're
question
probably
it.
not a loyal person.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you question it, like, and
He
maybe
gonna
you should
snitch me
smooth it
out.
down a few rungs, you know?
Well, a lot of people nowadays, like right now during the quarantine, people are getting upset with their friends because they're not talking to them every day, and they're saying that you're not a loyal friend, you're not a good friend, and it's like, dude, that's narcissism. Nobody revolves around you, bro. Everybody is doing their own thing. It doesn't have nothing to do with you if I don't speak to you every fucking day. I don't have to
Everyone
speak
else
to
Yeah,
you.
that's
is
what I'm
doing
gonna say.
it at home,
I
too.
slept in until
Exactly.
1, I watched badminton until 5, and then I ate a huge 1 meal a day and went to sleep. Like, woke up again at 3 in the morning and watched more Mad Men. Like, what do you want me to tell you?
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah. So
Like, give me like
busy.
4 days and then we'll have something to talk about. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I can't keep talking to you every fucking day. It's like, calm down. We don't even do that when there was no quarantine. It's like,
it was like, you got me on Snapchat, you got me on Facebook, you got me on Instagram. Does my life look interesting right now? No.
exactly.
No.
Man. But I've been getting that shit for the past 2 weeks. Like, people are like, oh, man, you can't call me. It's like, fool, I didn't call you before this shit. It's like, calm down, man.
Right.
It's like, makes no sense.
Yeah.
Well, I agree. All right, next question. How do you build trust?
Kylie.
Well, I will say, just don't have any secrets, like have nothing to hide. Like, I noticed some couples do this where they let each other like read their phones or something. I've never been in a relationship where my partner wanted that from me, but oh, and Shirley's on.
I've done that.
I'm just kidding.
But yeah, just have nothing to hide and don't have any secrets. Like, if my partner did want to read my phone, like, go for it. Like, I have nothing that you would find funny in there,
Yeah,
So-
me, I don't have anything to hide. I mean, and also to build trust is just being like brutally honest with yourself and with your partner.
You said the word. What is it? One of the words? Honesty.
It was.
Yeah.
He did.
Oh,
Damn.
Someone's in the
I thought it was,
hot
Damn.
what's up, man, Shirley? I thought it was shit.
honesty and the other one. Read the document.
Don't say you already said the other one, but all right. Oh, you're in the
He
hot
said it
seat, huh?
first, though.
You're already gonna be in the hot seat today anyway. If no one would
But you
say.
can finish your thought first, and then.
I only get
Yeah,
one. Well, no, I was just to say that, like, yeah, that's pretty much all I was saying. Is just being honest with each other. Like, if I will add to Kylie, it's not smart to keep secrets or to hold things from the people you're with because you wouldn't want that either. And I think a lot of people just get caught up in their own BS that they don't express the feelings and traits that they want to see in the other person, even though they want that. And it's like you gotta be. I already said the hot word anyway, but you just gotta be honest with yourself, man. Like if you are a person who lies, you just lie about small shit, you lie about anything, then you need to kind of like reprogram that mind and try not to lie. Like Jordan Peterson said it once. He said one of the best ways to be integral is to not lie, to always counter yourself. Every time you feel like you're about to lie about something, even if it's small, just ask yourself, why are you lying? What's the reason of lying? And a lot of times in relationships, people lie because, one, they don't want confrontation. Two, they still want the relationship. If the lie is too big, it might ruin the relationship. So they'll just stay in that relationship as long as they can until that lie either becomes surfaced or, that person finds out, which they always will. You can't keep a lie. You can't keep a secret. Psychologists talk about that. It always comes out some way or the other. You'll always find out some way or the other. So it's like another thing Jordan Peterson said about lies. It's like, it's better to come out honest up front and deal with that than to hold off and then deal with in a bigger way later on. So it's like, you just got to bite that bullet or, rip that Band-Aid off right away. And I mean, if it ruins the relationship, then it probably wasn't meant to be in the first place. It's just because you don't want to be with a liar anyway. You don't want to be with somebody who's untrustworthy or unloyal anyway. So it's like, you just got to hanker down and be like, well, you know what? I'm better off without him.
All right.
Most times it's true.
So I would do you're on the hot seat, bro. It don't even matter. All right. So if you guys are tuning into the live stream, you guys are open to ask questions, any kind of questions. We'll keep it to a minimum of 3 questions. Any question you guys want to ask my man Red Pill or not Red Alpha Mug? You guys are open.
Look like Dante.
Huh? Yeah, y'all both light skin. Y'all both light skin. Same thing. Y'all light skin, man. But I know I'm messed up. All right. So you guys have a question. We do have questions on here. The hot seat questions. We'll ask one and we'll kind of have someone answer it. And first question: last time you lied to a partner?
Me?
Yep.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, you. Who else?
Yeah, my bad. Last time I lied to a partner, I would say was my ex-wife.
Is there a story?
I don't know if you want to say it. If you want to.
Yeah, he answered your question.
He did.
The last time I lied to it was my ex-wife, and I lied and I said that I liked her mom at the time, and I didn't. Her mom was extremely, I don't want to say she was prejudiced at first when I first met her because I'm not Israeli and I'm not Jewish.
Okay.
She had a really big problem with that. And when she came to stay with us for 4 days, it was kind of harsh the first 2 days, and I just did not like her. And she saw something, and she asked me a couple of times. I was like, no, she's cool. I like her. You know, it's gonna take time. And I just remember when she walked away, I just rolled my eyes like, ugh, can't wait to see this bitch.
So this is gonna be a long journey.
The third day, me and her, we had like a somewhat conversation because her English was really, really bad. But once she saw that I was striving for something, and she saw my talent and my art and stuff like that, it just switched over. But I'm always, like Red Pill knows this, I'm always really honest with myself. I will fuck around sometimes if I'm wrong. I'll try not to be wrong. That's just one of my faults. Yeah, shut up, man. But I do admit when I'm wrong. I'm always really honest. I don't like to lie, especially about stupid shit. I'd rather just tell you the truth and just have that confrontation and get it over with.
Okay. All right. Next question. Something it is okay to lie about.
Something it is okay to lie about?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think there is anything you can lie about. Okay to lie about.
Do I look nice?
Okay.
Do you think I look fat?
Yeah, those kind of things.
That's the truth. Why would I?
It's like, girl, you thick. What you mean? I'm fat.
You don't have to lie. You can just be like, oh no, you're not fat.
Why did you answer that way? You think I'm fat?
I didn't know what to say.
You're done.
Like,
You're
no,
toast.
you're not.
Why did you hesitate?
You're toast. You're in the hot seat already.
Yeah.
Shit.
This is why you're in the hot seat. See, all right. Well, if you don't have anything, I think you do have something. That was the ones. I feel like that's the only way you can really lie about something. All right. So let's see. Next question. Last question. What does it say on here? Have you ever been
juicy
caught?
questions?
Huh?
No
Yeah,
juicy questions? What's up?
Hey, you guys can ask if you guys want to. I'm just going off the little
Oh, okay.
show notes. You guys got a question? Personal question? The last one?
I got one.
Oh
Okay.
shit. Oh
Okay,
shit.
describe the worst date that you've ever had and why.
The worst date?
Mhm.
Okay. I was 20 and I was a simp at that time. And there was a girl I liked, her name was Scarlett. And I took her out. I liked her for like a year and a half. We went to school together and everything. And I was so nervous. I remember that. And this is on me. So I took her out. And I remember I was trying to be the ultimate nice guy, the ultimate gentleman and shit like that. And I kept fucking up over and over. And I remember getting a migraine because I was so nervous in the middle of the dinner that I couldn't eat anymore. And I was just sitting there like sweating profusely. And it was just like, she saw that something was wrong. So I just asked for the check and paid for it. And I remember driving her home and it was just super quiet that whole time. And then like an idiot simp that I was at the time, when I dropped her home, I tried to get a kiss. And she laughed at me. And she was like, I'm sorry, it's just not gonna work out. And I remember going home and I was just like, man, I was basically cussing her out in my mind because at the time I was like, it's her fault, because I'm a great guy, blah, 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 this and that. And I think the reason it was so bad is because I was a simp. I was trying too hard and I was trying to be something I wasn't.
Okay. All right. Well, if you guys want to know what simping is, go on one of our episodes. Some people don't,
Like 3 episodes ago.
3 episodes ago, one of those episodes. Okay. So we asked those 3 questions. Okay. So now since welcome, Aunt Shirley.
Hello.
I know you kind of snuck in here we didn't welcome you. Oh, fair enough here. So now since you just came in, we're gonna ask you the question now. All right. Aside from not cheating / flirting with someone else, what does loyalty look like in a partner to you?
Someone who consistently has my back. Now that
When
doesn't
you're wrong?
That doesn't mean when I'm wrong.
So he has to back up even when you're right. He has to say you're always right.
No. I think of it like this, right? Like if I was to be cutting down like a hedge, right? And I want to make sure that I have this hedge in like a particular like shape, but I can't see the entire like hedge. My partner is supposed to be the one who like tells me, oh, go a little bit to the left, go a little bit to the right. So we can like make sure the hedge like makes sense. And I feel like that's what loyalty is. Someone who's consistently like honest with you and has
So your dream guy is a landscaper.
Yeah. Wait, what? No.
That's how we got from it. See, that's
I
me. We
think
just
he
took
has
that.
horrible attention to detail and
Yeah, that's hey. You know what? That's all I listen to. I was like, okay, landscaper.
Like a hedge, trimmer. Yeah.
Right.
That's what I got from it. All right. Well.
I get what you meant. I was just teasing. I totally get what you meant.
Yeah.
No, that was funny. Well played.
Yeah. That's pretty good. That was pretty good. All right. So since you said something, Red Pill, you can answer that question too.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not going to repeat my answer from earlier when I said you got to have my back even when I'm wrong.
You gonna change it?
So I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to use a different one for the sake of the podcast and content.
It sounds more like trust.
Aside from not.
Someone said it sounds more like trust. What Aunt Shirley said.
Yeah.
Really?
I would definitely say if you have dirt on me, this is a great one, right? Like, I think if you have dirt on me, even if we're in a bad place, you wouldn't use it.
Ooh.
That's like trust. That's definitely trust, but for real. Like, I'm just going to give that one. That's a big thing. Like, because you date somebody, and I'm sorry, like, especially if you live together, after like a month, you'll have all the dirt in the world to destroy them. Like, you just will. You just absolutely will. And if I trust you, and we have trust built up, Like the trust doesn't go away if we break up, unless the reason we broke up is because of the trust. So if we break up because it's not working out, it has nothing to do with the trust. Like I still trust you. Like that's still there. And then if like, you know, I always say great things about my ex because like I'm in a sense where it's like, well, no, like she did right by me. So I'm not going to sit here and dirty her name or anything like that. Right. Loyalty. Yeah. When I'm not there, you can still got my back.
Yeah.
That's loyalty. So if we're sitting here, and even like my best friends, or all of them my best friends, right? Dudes are mean to each other. We're fucking mean. If I'm not in the room, and then like one of my boys makes a joke about me, and my other boys make a joke about me, even though it'd totally be okay if I was there, if I'm not there, you gotta have my
Yeah. Ooh, I like that one. Having
like
some
even
fun.
though they're my best friends,
Yeah.
you still gotta have my back when I'm not there.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's loyalty. That's like ride or die shit. That's how I operate, right? Like,
So-
you know, if I'm sitting in a room with my girl's family, she leaves and they'll start making jokes, I got her. Like, no, you're not gonna sit here and talk shit about my
But
lady.
it's just joking though.
Doesn't
So-
matter.
Nothing mean.
Doesn't
I'm
matter.
gonna come back with the jokes. too. You'd be like, oh, you know, she put on a little bit of weight. Yeah, so did you three.
Oh.
Just like you don't get to. Don't matter.
The follow-up question of this one, and I'll ask for my Alpha Monk and Kylie. Okay, what are some of the less obvious signs someone isn't loyal?
Ladies first.
There you go.
Less obvious signs. It's kind of tough to say. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to mix it up with trust, but them like not going behind your back, or like them like doing like secretive like stuff behind your back. They're like doing things and like not telling you about it, and then you find out about it later.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's kind of like trust, but and loyalty too at the same time. But I don't know, you can take it over, Montre.
Damn.
You said
Corp.
less obvious reasons for loyalty? Is that what you said? Say it one more
Yeah.
time.
Less obvious signs someone isn't loyal.
It isn't loyal. I would say difference in behavior. If you've been with that person long enough, you know their behaviors and how they react to certain things. If their behavior starts to change little by little, I've read that if they become somewhat aloof or distant, then that's another sign of lack of loyalty, maybe, or it could be trust too. Again, they both go in tandem, so it's like that's the only thing I can think of as far as less obvious. It's like you got to just be observant, you know. You start to see different things. I think Redfield said it earlier. You start to see certain signs and patterns and stuff. So you have to be observant. If they're acting different, they're not doing the same. Or people grow. Obviously, people grow, people change, and they do that within a relationship to better themselves or progress or anything like that. But if they're just acting more indifferent to you, then I think that's something to raise an eyebrow to. Just like something's up. And then what Kylie said as well.
Okay. Now another follow-up question is that one.
Can I add to that?
Oh, okay.
Also, like if you have certain information and then suddenly like someone, like you hear that information being retold to you by someone who you didn't tell, that's like a less obvious way of determining that someone's not being loyal in your circle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Hashtag makes sense. That makes sense.
Okay.
All right. So follow-up question, that one. What do you do when trust is broken? Okay.
Bounce.
Right.
Oh, that's a good
Bye. All right.
Hi, Felicia.
Bye. All right. So I'll start off with, we'll do Kylie again. Why not?
Let's do you.
When trust,
Me?
Yeah.
Me? You want to do me? Oh, I'll tell you. I'll tell you exactly. What do you do when trust is broken? All right. I'll tell you. I'll let them know. Okay? Like, straight facts. If you don't tell me that there's a broccoli in between my teeth, that already is like a big issue. Like, if you didn't tell me that this been there, like, that's a problem. Like, I'm like, yo, I can't trust you for this. Like, I can't trust you in my life. Like, I can't trust you. Like, that was, like, huge. Like, you didn't tell me? Like, what else you didn't tell me that you know what I mean?
Right.
That to me is a broken trust. I'm so fruit. I'm so weak. I'm sorry. That gets me kind of thinking. Like like you said, my eyebrow were raised. Like I'm like, why that broccoli wasn't there, huh? Why you tell me? When someone else
That's
tells
your
you,
downfall,
you look at the
Dante.
other
That's your
person
downfall.
that you've been hanging out with. You look at them. Let my friends know. If there's something in their face or something going on, I'll let you know. Like, we'll stop a whole conversation. I'm like, yo, stop. Hold on. You know what I mean? And sometimes I'll be discreet if there's like a lot of people. Like that's also a trust factor because I don't want to put them in blast. Like, hey, man, you got broccoli, stay right. Like, but I just go like, all right, cool. I'll just, hey, come real quick. Hey, hold on. You got something right there, right? I'll text it to him, right? That's big for me. That's huge. Because that's huge for me. That's could be small for other people, but I think about that all the time. Okay. I think about that. It's huge. It's a sore subject for me.
I have this friend, right? He's a really good friend of mine. Well, he's not really good friend, but we're pretty tight. He's from Togo, and he told me a story when we used to work together about how like him and his friend group had like these codes where like if somebody's fly was down, he would say, "Oh, you have a booger in your nose," because then the whole group would look at that person's nose while he goes to fix his fly. And then, but everyone's looking at his jock, but looking at his nose. And then if the guy has a booger in his nose, they'll say, "Oh, your fly is down." So everybody's gonna look down at the dude's fly while he gets the boogie out of his nose.
That's hilarious.
Nice.
Really?
That's loyalty. Like,
You're ride or die. You're my ride or die for that one.
right.
X. Okay.
I guess it depends on who it is and what they broke the trust over. I may give them a second chance, but then I'm looking at them with thicker lenses, or magnifying glass, if you will. So I'm being more observant to see, and it all depends on the reason they broke the trust as well. But I'm a Taurus. I know you guys don't like the horoscope, or Dante don't like the horoscope shit, but
Nope.
Taurus, very fragile trust to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are, man. They are.
You break that trust, it's like, shit, you already fell in the ice. So it's like, I can pull you out, but I'm going to be watching you from now on, That's not a good feeling.
Got one eye open sleeping. You looking at him like this.
Exactly. But, if they're an actual good person and they just like, kind of did a fucked up thing, who am I to, judge them harshly that way? We all do fucked up shit sometimes here and there. But I will give them a second chance, depending on the person. Their demeanor, their character, stuff like that.
I feel like I want to do an episode about horoscopes.
We should.
We should do an episode about horoscopes because even I don't believe in them.
Yeah, we should.
I wouldn't do it.
I don't believe in that.
I'd be down.
They said Taurus and Virgos go together. That ain't true to me, man. I don't care what anyone says.
Knowledge on it.
Yeah, no, I don't believe in that. Yeah, I don't believe in that, man. I actually, like I was telling Diane Shirley earlier, I gave happy birthdays to people who are Taurus. I'm like, whatever. That hurt me, Just kidding. That shows. No, I'm just kidding. Loyal, man. Loyalty. All right. Okay. So I can even ask one of the questions here. I think that's the last question here. How do you uniquely display loyalty / trust? And we can all ask that question. I'll ask first. I'll answer first. How you uniquely display loyalty and trust? Like I said, broccoli, man. In my teeth. That's unique to me. Okay, that shows like or something. Are you very straightforward and very very straightforward and honest? I think I'm really against passive aggressive, like passive attitude. Because like now I'm like, okay, I have to try to figure things out. I'm very black and white. That to me was like, okay, this person's opening up. Like this person's being vulnerable. This person's showing me their trust. That to me is huge. I mean, I think my life stream ended. But yeah, that's what it is on that one. On that note. But I'll start with Markel. Go ahead.
All right. So I think I show it in like there's two big ways that I really show trust and loyalty. Number one is I'm the buffer, right? So sometimes you're in an environment where it's not the most conducive thing to tell someone else that someone's talking shit about them. Like that's the truth. Sometimes you're in a thing where like we work in a small team, or you work in a small group, or you guys are like surviving on an island because you're stranded. It's like you can't sit there and then just tell someone like, oh, this person's like totally like talking shit about you. You have to be responsible for the situation and just stop the shit talk. Like you just have to. I'm a firm believer in, you know what, I'm happier if I don't know some things. Like I don't need to know every single bad thing ever said about me by someone. I just don't. That doesn't benefit me, right? I'm a very emotionally responsible person. So I don't really worry about being betrayed. Shit. I don't really worry about that, right? I said the
You were gonna
word.
say something. I said.
I said the word.
Yeah,
Basically.
you said
You
it.
did.
I said it. So I don't really worry about that. Like I don't worry about people like turning on me or telling my secrets and stuff because I almost never say things that I don't mind being repeated, like ever. But if someone comes to me, let's say Kylie comes to me talking mad shit about Aunt Shirley, right? Like mad shit. But, like it's some stank shit. Like it's bad. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna tell Kylie, hey, like you know what you're talking about and you sound kind of stupid. Or I'm just gonna go, and just not respond. Like I'm gonna let Kylie know I'm not the person to tell. Now I may not go back and tell Aunt Shirley it's not that bad. I might not because it's one of those things where it's like, it's the buffer. It's just the buffer, right? Especially if I'm getting information I'm not supposed to know or whatever. It's like a lot of times it's like I'll just be the buffer of you're not gonna tell me because it doesn't need to be said. Like number
But
two.
then, if you do that, then who are you being loyal to, like me or Aunt Shirley?
Well, in
You're
that
not
situation,
telling
I'm
her what
keeping
I'm
the
telling
peace.
you.
I'm keeping the peace. Everybody, the whole entire group can trust that I'm not going to go out and say shit, and they can trust that I'm not going to talk shit about them. So that's a bigger message here, right? It's like, no. Like, I'm loyal to the group. It's for the group's sake, I'm not going to start this shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I might even tell that person, like, hey, like, you need to stop. Like, don't tell me. Like, that
You
doesn't make any
tell the
sense. Just you stop it. It doesn't, I don't have to go back and tell someone what you said about them. I'm going to tell you, stop saying it.
Mm-hmm.
We work together. Me and him work together. He is
so-
telling the truth.
So someone asked a question too. My man Arthur did. He said, "How long is the leash of trust?"
For me,
Well, I'll ask this for one of the ladies. I'll do that, Shirley. yeah. And Shirley,
Yes.
how long is the leash of trust?
How long is it to lease my trust?
How long is the leash of trust?
Oh, the leash. Okay.
so they just start crawling.
To be very honest, when I was younger, I used to like just be super trusting and super naive of like whatever people said. I just automatically believed it, and then I got hurt a lot. So I've learned that the leash of trust should be very short when you're first getting to know someone, and then you gradually loosen it when they show you with actions that they can be trustworthy. But like I still have that, like I have that in me, that desire to just assume that people are all good and you can trust what they're saying still to this day. So like the leash should be very short in general when you're first meeting someone. You're like getting to know them. But like me personally, like I'm working on it. I'm working on creating bigger buffers. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Arthur for that question.
Good question, Arthur.
Yeah. Boom.
I guess to ask Anne Shirley, it's like, I mean, how much can you, when it comes to like, you know, do I trust this person or not trust this person? Like, how much of that material is stuff that maybe you shouldn't say at all? Like, why do you need to trust this person with that thing? Why trust anybody with that thing? Who needs to know? Right? Let's say
Okay.
you killed somebody.
Oh, okay.
Let's say you killed somebody and your best friend helped you hide the body and your best friend gets pinched and they're loyal and they don't rat on you, right?
Have you been reading my diary? Just kidding. Keep going. Just kidding.
Like, why would you need to tell anybody that at any point in any relationship with anyone?
Why would I need to?
Like, why would you? Like, at any point in your relationship with anybody, any kind of relationship, family, why tell anybody that? Like, what do they need to know with that information?
Because it's just for my own feeling of being like authentic in those relationships. I feel like you have to have access to certain things. Like, you know what I mean? If I feel like you don't have access to all of me, or you don't know, you can't say you know Anne Shirley if I've like, one of the major things in my life is like I've killed someone and my best friend and I like buried the body. You know what I mean?
But hold on. Let's say,
Okay.
let's say me and you are best friends, right? Me and you, Anne Shirley, are best friends.
All right.
And we share an apartment together. Every single morning, you make breakfast for me.
Okay.
Every single day after I come home from work, I bring over the leftover snacks, right? That's the relationship. That's what I do, right? I know that if I tell you, hey, I have friends coming over in like an hour, but I'm really deep in a project, do you mind doing the dishes? I know every single time I ask you, if it's not overextending, you're going to do it,
Yeah.
right? We play cards together. We go hang out together. We have mutual friends. We have a blast. We meet each other's families. Like, how can I not know you at that point? Why do I need to know you killed somebody? If we're spending great quality time and we're sharing experiences and we know that we have each other's backs when that shit happens, why do I need to know that you killed someone just to know you?
You
I
don't
know you by your actions. I know you by what you do day in, day out.
I guess you don't need to know that, but it would just be a deepening of our bond, wouldn't it? If you knew,
I'd be
like,
terrified. I'm
You'd
like,
be
oh, fuck,
terrified.
I better not fuck up. She's gonna kill me.
what?
You're
It's like,
next.
what? Wait, her friend gets out in 2 years? What? Like, no, I'm not.
I don't think you have
It
to
depends. Like, it's
But,
not like
I mean-
something that you would say out of the blue. Like, oh, hey,
Yeah.
by the way, I've murdered someone in the past.
That was a hyperbole, of course, but it gets the point
Like,
across.
did you serve time or?
That just if I feel comfortable enough with you to be really open and honest about like something so major, that says number one, I feel like I can deep and there's no like barrier in
Yeah.
between us. And I like honestly like my ideal relationship is one where I can be like completely transparent and not like hurt, if that makes
Right.
sense. So like if I can give you this information and you don't use it against me and like we continue our bond, I feel like, hey, you're a real one.
But don't you think that there's a problem with oversharing?
I do.
I mean,
I
yeah.
don't think any relationship should be 100% shared. I don't think you have to share everything
There is a
to have a connection or a bond. There are certain things that you can keep to yourself, certain parts of your life or your past that they just don't really have to know. And if they don't know, it doesn't mean that they're less of a bond. They just don't know. It could have not happened or did happen. You know, it's just like Schrodinger's cat. It could be alive or it could be dead. You know, they don't really know the truth or they don't know that it happened at all. So it's really you who believes that if you tell them everything about you, that you might get a stronger bond. But that's not really true. You can, just like he said, you can just you can get a stronger bond just through your actions, being trustworthy, being loyal. You don't have to spill the beans on everything. There's no reason for it.
I get that, but at the same time, like, okay, I'm gonna use my dad as an example. He's a very tough guy. He keeps a lot to himself. And he's very consistent, very loyal. But at the end of the day, like there's just you don't have access to this man. He's very closed off. However, me, out of all his children, he's the one who like he tells me all types of stuff about like his past, about what he's going through. He just feels like I'm the person he can be vulnerable with, and he trusts that I'm not going to share that information with my siblings or my mom. And because we have that authentic bond, I feel very close to my dad. I feel like I really know him as a man versus like, oh, my dad does all of these things with me. That emotional intimacy makes us like closer, I think.
So I'll admit, maybe.
I'm not saying oh wait, what?
So I'll admit, maybe my limitations in understanding where you're coming from is the fact that, like, I would be like your dad. Like, I just wouldn't say anything. I wouldn't need to, right?
Yeah.
Like, as far as like loyalty and trust goes, quick story. A little while ago, me and Dante were hanging out. We were headed somewhere, right? And we had that car who was following us. Remember that?
Yeah.
We had that car who was following. And me and Dante, you know, we see each other every single day at work. We had only hung out maybe like a handful of times, like twice, I think, once or twice outside of work. And those 2 times were actually like 1 year in between. And the car was like high beaming us. They were kind of like swerving, and they were really aggressive. And so I told Dante, like, all right, pull over, let's scrap. Like,
What?
Straight up, it was like, I don't know these people. I said I've only hung out with Dante twice outside of work, but it was like, Dante was my boy. I'm down. I'm gonna show them that I'm loyal to my boy. All right, let's scrap. Straight up. And we had another dude in the back of the car. I'm not gonna name drop, but I looked right back and I was like, "Hey, bro, you scrapping?" He goes, "Well, I'm not allowed to ask you, so I guess I'm scrapping." And that was it. And we were all just like, "Okay, so we're gonna pull over and we gotta fight." The car ended up right before we were gonna pull over. The car ended up actually taking an exit and leaving. But we were all. It was just like that. It was just anything. It was like, look, man, like, you're my boy. I'm loyal to you. I trust you. You trust me. I'm gonna show you you trust me. Let's go fight these fuckers. That was it.
He was down.
It was just.
Oh.
It
That's
just
a great example.
Well,
so
all
it was
right.
like, you know, I don't know jack shit about his past. He still won't tell me. He still won't tell me who hurt him. He won't let me know.
No
You
one
know,
ever
so
know.
it's like he won't tell me his deep secrets. But it was like I trust
No
him.
one. No one
loyal.
will.
Because it's just that's the way it be. I don't have to know.
I see what she's saying. So just like you said, you trust him and you're loyal to him as a friend, but he hasn't told you everything. And I think what Ann Shirley's saying is that to her, it feels even more of a bond and better if he did tell you. Like, you know, if he did, then you'd be even closer, or you'd feel even closer. So I can see both sides of that.
Well, I know we're short on time,
Having that,
guys.
like, openness to open up when the time does come around, you know, because if this is something that's been eating away at you, like as your partner, like I would want to know, like maybe like you can tell me and then I could help you like work through it, you know, if it's like something like really dark about your past that's affecting you today, you know, like I kind of want to know that.
Yeah, or even something that's like,
All right, guys. We're short on time, guys. I know that. I'm gonna stop it there. We're going too far, man. Going a little bit over time, like as always per usual. But we're gonna do our post episode, of course, after this. But I'm gonna have to put the recording on and go back on live stream again. But we're gonna do a post episode. If anyone's still tuning in onto our live stream on Facebook, or if you guys are still tuning in onto our audio platforms, all this will be on the Patreon. The access is on our Patreon. I'll put this on the Patreon, the recording, the post episode. But if you guys tune in on a live stream, we're going to do another live stream recapping on this post episode. Do like 25 minutes, 30 minutes, maybe less than that. And then, that's it.
Cool.
What? What are you going to say? What? Were you going to say something? Oh, someone? Okay, all right.
That was super aggressive. Why are you asking?
Yeah, why? You're
Like, I dare
What?
you. Say
What?
something. I dare you.
Go ahead. What? No, but but you know, we'll add on 2 more to that what we have to say. But I'm gonna have to wrap it up on this episode. Tune into the next episode, guys. Appreciate you guys coming on. It was a good topic. Shout outs to Alpha Mug. Actually, you didn't even go on the hot seat today. We put you supposed to go on there. Yeah.
not too late.
The hot word, the buzzword.
Who?
I mean,
Me?
I was in the hot seat. What are you talking about?
no.
Markel, he said.
Markel, yeah. He didn't.
Oh,
Yeah. I didn't forget.
Keyword.
Yeah, good.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
We'll do that in the
Good
post
question.
episode.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
think of some
darn.
ideas. And we'll do a little
That's
post episode. But all right, guys. Well, thanks, guys, for tuning in. Be sure to check our whydaypodcast.com for all this exclusive content. Everything's going to be posted on YouTube, Google Play, iTunes, SoundCloud, all that stuff, and Spotify. But I'll see you guys next episode.
Stay
Enjoy the rest of your
trustworthy
day.
and stay loyal, folks, because that's the only way we can get this done.
Yes, please do. All right, guys. I'll re-add you guys too. So, but
All right. Catch y'all later.
all right,
Cheers.
take it easy.
Bye.
Oh, I didn't see you there. Hey, this is going on. This is Dante from the Why Day Podcast, the host, and hope you guys like our content on the last episode. And just letting you guys know that we are going to be posting everything on our website, www.whydaypodcast.com. And for all the information, you can go on here. I know if you guys already looked on the video, it's on YouTube. YouTube episodes are on here. Everything on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple, Google Play, all that is on there. Now, another thing we also are giving out for a lot of listeners who's been listening for a while, we actually have a Patreon. So a Patreon account, if you donate, it's a $5 tier of $5 a month. What we're going to be giving you is some exclusive content, which is going to have 30 to 45 minute Q&A before the episode. So if we typically have a guest speakers on there. We have some love coaches on there, like we had in our last episode. We have a love coach, relationship gurus, motivational speakers. So you got the Q&A time within 30 to 45 minutes to talk to them before we do our episode. Or if you want to talk to any of us, some of the speakers on there, the co-hosts and things like that, we also open that up for anyone out there. Also, we're going to be having an exclusive giving out the prior episode. So we're going to have the episode and you're going to have the first leak of the episode before we even put it on to everybody else to see. So that's all we have. It's just $5. It's a very small number. I know most people are, got other investments, whereas Netflix, I'm not competing with Netflix or Disney Plus, but it's something that we're giving out for you guys here. If you want to tune in there, that's also on the website. I'll put the link right down here So it's www.whydatepodcast.com. And now I'm going to get back to my work. So if you guys want to kindly just, scatter